welcome to my rebellion. I'm sure that doesn't sound very scary. We listen when we don't judge. If you're watching this, you're probably tired of being told to just stick to the systems that you know while you're watching different creative geniuses pass you by. And also while you watch your creative genius slowly get buried under outdated spreadsheets. Hello, I'm Erica Ige, head rebel in charge here at Rebel Base Studio, and this manifesto is for the visionaries who know there has to be a better way to run their empire. Real quick, before we get into the rest of our video, as you can see, I have on an LA hat. I visited LA a few years ago, and I'm absolutely devastated by the wildfires that have happened and that have destroyed people's homes. So my social work heart cannot take a moment without acknowledging all the people who have lost their homes, lost their loved ones. And I put some resources below of places that you can donate besides the American Red Cross, local businesses that are doing the best that they can to help people out, in the hopes that I can put this underneath my video and spread any possible. Even if you come across this video years from now, I'm pretty sure those people are still going to need our help. So yeah, do what you can. And even though we're rebels, we're kind. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's be real. Today's CEOs are not necessarily sitting in corner offices wearing suits. I mean, some people are, obviously, but not the up and coming modern visionaries that are building businesses, let's say, off of TikTok. They're creating viral moments from their living rooms, turning side hustles into $1 million enterprises, and completely rewriting the rules of business. I mean, literally shaking up industries. But here's the thing. Having a brilliant idea isn't enough anymore. You gotta have operations that backs that up and keeps your vision from unfolding like a badly ripe onion. What do onions ripen? Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's besides the point. Either way it goes, your business system's gotta cut it in today's market. So let's get into some of our core principles around this operations rebellion and why they are going to be core principles of this manifesto. No. Number one, your operations should amplify your vision and not dim it. Let's look at this business called Jump and Pass. This is a company created by these two Nigerians that are revolutionizing the Airbnb game by turning vacation rentals into supermarket-style shopping experiences. Here's how they're doing that. They are literally taking a pain point that a lot of people have when they go on vacation, like saying, I don't want to go grocery shopping as soon as I get to my vacation destination, by pairing with Airbnb hosts saying, hey, what if you stocked up groceries for them and then they purchased it, you got paid for it, and they got their need met so that they don't have to go to the grocery store or figure out how local grocery stores work. Isn't that cool? I thought it was, because I definitely am one of those people who are like, I need to go to the grocery store, especially if I'm using an Airbnb, but I don't really want to have to go figure all that out. These people are figuring that, solving that problem. So they literally created a whole new market in a new lane in an already established business market that people are utilizing all the time by saying, what if we did this? And they tested it out in their market in Nigeria first and then brought it to America. And they are literally growing rapidly. By, I think they've closed so far over 500 Airbnb hosts, which is crazy just for people to do. Anyways, so the thing is, they are already pairing with an already established business model that has established systems in it already. So half of the fight they don't even have to do or waste time figuring out. They don't have to necessarily go build out like where their customer base is. Their customer base already exists. And they also don't have to like build out the platforms necessarily that they need to find these customers on. They just need to tap into a market share that's already there and then create the software for scanning the products to make sure that they actually get paid for the things. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, okay, but like, what if people steal stuff? Of course, I don't really know all the ins and outs of it, but I do think that overall their vision is being amplified by the already existing operational structure that Airbnb has, and then they're going to be adding to it, which is always a good thing. It's tapping into their natural genius. Principle number 2, systems should be built around your unique way of thinking. Let's take Kristin, and I'm probably about to butcher her name, so if she ever comes across this video, Please forgive me. We're gonna call Kristin J. Kristin J. I don't know why I can't say that, but either way it go, her husband plays on the San Francisco 49ers, and I remember following her online because she was making all these really cool outfits, and I'm like, man, how did she do that? How did she put that together? And every time I saw her, I'm like, man, she has on a different outfit for her husband's game. That's kind of cool. Like, how does she get all that stuff and put it together? And then, of course, the big viral moment happened where she made the custom gear and the custom jacket for Taylor Swift for Travis Kelce jersey number on the jacket, on the puffer jacket, and then it went crazy. Everybody wanted one. Simone Biles got one made for her husband. I think some other women, wives and wags got theirs made for their but significant others, and it just went up from there. Then she got an official NFL licensing deal, which, if you don't know, that's big. If you can get an actual licensing deal from a big brand like the NFL, you're in there if you can do that when it comes to clothes and products, because if not, then you can get sued and they can take everything. So, I mean, granted, she also already had kind of like a close connection and buy-in, which is privilege, and we're going to talk about that at a different point, because I know somebody's going to be like, well, I'm not her and I don't have a husband that plays football. You're correct, but the whole point of this is just showing you she didn't follow traditional business fashion industry playbooks. She literally created clothes because they were her passion, paired it with the fact that her husband is a little well known, and then she learned how to create content that people were like yearning for every single week. And if you don't know about game day culture, football game day culture is very strong, and people watch it and pay attention to it every fall like clockwork. She tapped into that need and sense of community in game day culture and leveraged it to help her grow her business. And now she's pairing with a successful business owner, Emma, I think her name's Emma, who's been known to back Skims, Khloe Kardashian's denim business. And so now she has operations that's supported by her natural genius instead of forcing them into some conventional box. And I'm going to do a video breaking down that merger, that partnership, later on, talking about how great it actually is that she waited to work with her. Anyways, principle number 3, structures create freedom for creativity. This might sound a little bit counterintuitive, but the right kind of structure in your business can actually create more freedom for creativity. I know a lot of people, especially creatives, can think that structure binds them down, especially if you like going off of vibes. But look at how, like I said, how Kristin was able to scale from just making custom pieces for her social media to launching Off Season, which is the brand that she has. With the right operations framework, it gave her the foundation that she needed to expand slowly without losing the thing that made her uniquely special in the first place, because the designs that are in Off Season look like the designs she was wearing herself, and those are the designs that everybody was clamoring for. So she didn't have to sacrifice her creative freedom, or her creative vision for the operation. She partnered with people who could bring it to pass at a larger scale without sacrificing quality. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit more in another video. And the last principle of this manifesto that you desperately need to pay attention to is that profit, moolah, dinero, money, profit, not sales. Profit comes from aligned operations, not just good ideas. You can have a good idea. There are tons of people with cool concepts. Doesn't mean that it's actually going to be a profitable. The key word is profitable, meaning you have money, not only in sales, but you got money in the bank. It doesn't mean you're going to be profitable. Again, for example, with Jump and Pass, they didn't just have a cool concept that they were like, this sounds like a good idea, and they threw a bunch of time and energy behind it. They proved that the concept works in one location and then brought it to scale in another location. They built the operations in that country, and then now they're just tapping into a different market and utilizing the resources here to expand their vision in this country. You see what I'm saying? They're not starting over. They're not reinventing the wheel. They're not just taking one idea and hopping from one to the next. They're using what works to expand upon their good idea. They have already created the systems that they need for inventory management. They have, things in place probably for customer experience, and they have property. Oh my gosh. They have examples of what they need to do to build property partner relationships. All of that is aligned with their innovative approach. And that is why they're actually making money from it already, and they're not just making waves, but not seeing a return on it. So when it comes to the new business playbook, the old business playbook said things like you got to stick to traditional business hours, you got to follow established business practices, you don't get on social media, you pay advertisements on TV, which I mean, people still do, and that works for different businesses. And scale means sacrificing your creativity, and systems take away your soul. New business playbooks demands that you meet your audience where they are currently. You shift with the culture in certain circumstances. You create new categories of business or within business industries. You scale while staying true to your vision. And your system should serve your team, serve your customers, serve your soul. Again, people don't necessarily build businesses for the sake of just building businesses. I mean, some people do because they really enjoy that. But most people are building them for some specific reason. Now, for me, I'm building it because I want to be able to help support my family and be home with my little bitty baby, right? But I'm not just out here just building a business for no reason, because that's insanity. Building a business is hard. Anyway, here's the truth. The business world is changing faster than ever before. And the ones who will thrive in it are the ones who aren't just the people with the best ideas anymore. They're the ones who can actually turn those ideas into reality through operations that are actually working for them at scale. It's not even just about just operations that are working. It's how do your operations withstand at scale? Because if they can't withstand at scale, especially depending on what your vision is for your business, then they're not actually working. So you can keep trying to force your creative genius into outdated systems, but you're going to end up possibly being disappointed and maybe possibly out of a business if you're not too careful. So instead of doing that, join this rebellion. Build your business operations that actually work for you, and not just for you, your customers and your team, or if you don't have a team, the team you want to have. So if you're ready to join our operations rebellion, again, hit subscribe. You know you want to. Turn on notifications, because next week we're going to be diving into how you can actually utilize your CEO style. Yes, psychologically based CEO style to build these systems within your business to help you operate off your strength and do it in a way that's profitable. So remember, the future belongs to you, rebels, and especially belongs to people who dare to do things differently. So don't be afraid. I'll see you in the next video.